Welcome to Rank Talks Ball for the first watch along of the FIFA World Cup 2026. The World Cup champions are back on the field on an international stage. The title defense campaign begins today against Algeria, a very difficult game that the national team is going to have to traverse, going to have to figure out because this is a World Cup where logic hasn't always stood the test of time, where crazy things have happened, and Argentina, well, coming into this game as the favorites, should not underestimate their opponents. We saw what other African teams were able to do against some of the favorites as well in this competition, in this very match day one. Argentina is also arriving with a few discomforts and a few injury concerns that have affected the starting lineup and that were a concern for Lionel Scaloni and for every Argentinian before the game. So many things to keep an eye out for in this game. And yeah, it's still gonna be exciting. A lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings going into this one because of you know it being the World Cup again. I'm anxious. I'm happy because seeing the national team over these past few years has been like the best experience as a football fan for me. And I get so happy whenever the national team gets to play, especially at an international tournament. You guys were able to see it with the watch-alongs for the Copa America back in 2024, and now back for a World Cup after what was Qatar 2022, which was the best footballing memory in my life by a country mile, and looking to create some more here in the United States. And yeah, with the same faith as always, but also very anxious, also worried because of what could happen if Argentina were not to win. Um, all the negativity that I've seen from people, I haven't really bought into it, but it does get to you. You do see the negativity and you think, okay, maybe what if they are actually right? What if they are onto something when they are saying those things? And these other teams that also look like good contenders that Argentina are going to have to face. And no game being easy on international football these days. So Algeria is a team that you absolutely cannot underestimate, and it's going to make things difficult for us. But as the defending World Cup champions, we are coming into this game as the favorites. I decided to go live earlier than I usually do for watch-alongs because I thought it was such an important occasion and there was so much to talk about, and I wanted to get people to come into the chat a bit earlier. So shout out to Mr. Krabs and Albert. I see you. I need to actually get closer to be able to read the chat. Hi. CONMEBOL has been awful so far in this World Cup. We need Argentina to win. That's true because so far CONMEBOL standing on 2 draws and 2 losses. Uruguay and Brazil through their games. Ecuador and Paraguay have lost. Argentina has to play today. Colombia plays tomorrow against Uzbekistan, and it's basically up to us to defend CONMEBOL's pride. Albert, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your good luck. If anyone carries CONMEBOL this edition, it's probably just Argentina, not to count out Colombia. Yeah, you can never count out Colombia, but I don't have a lot of faith in Colombia. So I think just like last World Cup, the pride of CONMEBOL is going to rest on Argentina's shoulders, which I wouldn't be mad about, but, it won't help the case for CONMEBOL being, the second strongest confederation in the world, or even contesting that first place spot with UEFA. The fact that the other CONMEBOL teams are not able to perform, even though UEFA hasn't really been doing well. Today they got 2 great results, with Norway beating Iraq and France beating Senegal. We already saw some of the World Cup favorites. I'm actually gonna stand on my knees. We saw some of the favorites for the tournament hit the field in this match day one. Spain getting a draw against Cape Verde, a very surprising result that I did not see coming, even though I thought Cape Verde were very underrated and that they were a much better side than people gave them credit for. I did not expect them to pull off a draw against Spain. And then obviously, after a very slow first half, France turned it on for the second and were able to beat Senegal quite convincingly with an Mbappe brace. Obviously, with the kind of quality they have up front in every position really, but their quality up front and their depth especially is insane. You have to consider France one of the favorites for this tournament. You cannot rule out Spain just because they couldn't beat Cape Verde. They are still a threat in this competition and will be one of the favorites. We still have to see what Portugal does, what England does tomorrow. So we'll be looking out for those games. Now it's time for Argentina to perform. As a USA fan, I can help but laugh at everyone who said Paraguay was going to humble us. I did not say that. Personally, I had USA winning 1-0. I just did not expect you to humiliate Paraguay. I thought it was going to be a much closer game than that. Yeah, Mbappe does look scary. Hello, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining. You have your Argentina kid. The Mexican friends got mad. Yeah, I mean, fair to say. I have all my Argentina kids here. This is the 2022 one. It still has the patch over here, right there, the Qatar patch. I have my other shirts here. This is the 2024 Copa America that I've used for most of the videos. Here I have the 1994 one, away kid from Maradona. And right here I have the Russia 2018 just out of frame. I don't know, maybe it'll pop up later. Yes, Copa 2024, it's this one. If I maybe turn it like this, you can see that it's that one, you know, with the badge of the World Cup, that golden logo and the 3 stars. That is the one. So yeah, Tuchel begins Operation Double Agent Sabotage. By the way, just as a heads up, unlike other streams, I may not read every message in the chat. One, because I'll be sitting here on my bed and I'll be far away. I may just hang out here on the floor, honestly, if I decide it's just more comfortable to kind of control the stream from here. It might be more comfortable for me to stay here on the floor, watching the game here, and yeah, just chatting with you guys. But I may not read every single message because in my other streams I tend to get derailed whenever somebody asks a question, and I just go on massive tangents and I never end up properly watching the game. So like if there's like, while the game is going on, if there's like a question that is not really related to the game or the tournament, I may not answer it, or I may not read that chat message, but just to try and focus on the game. You're still obviously invited to leave your comments on anything that you want to ask me, and yeah, I'll try to see what I can do for you. Who's the biggest double agent, Tuchel or Gareca? Well, so far has been Gareca. We are still yet to see what Tuchel can do with England, but what Gareca did with Chile was absolutely diabolical. How are the streets where you live? Is the atmosphere exciting? I haven't really felt the atmosphere that much, at least this time around. But honestly, in Argentina, you don't really see the atmosphere in the streets, because once the game begins, everyone just stays at home and watches the game. I think that the atmosphere that you can feel is that outside is absolutely quiet. There is no one on the streets right now. That is what you can feel, a complete silence while the game is going on, and obviously the explosions whenever Argentina score or win. So that is the atmosphere that I feel before the game. Obviously, there was a lot of anticipation for this game. People were talking about it. People were talking about how this World Cup didn't have the same feel as previous World Cups. That, you know, there wasn't like a World Cup feel on the lead up to the tournament, but once the tournament started, everyone was on World Cup mode, and so that's when everybody started feeling that, you know, the World Cup has actually begun. Let's say the Chilean Sebastian had to deal with double agents with both of his nations. Yeah, for Sweden with the Danish double agent too. That is a big double agent too. Let me put the camera down, since I'm just gonna be hanging out here on the floor. Let me just bring my beer too. Don't drink. Will bring my mouse down too, and I'll just make a little setup here on the floor of my apartment. An unknown New Zealand player, Tim Payne, has now 5 million followers on Instagram thanks to an Argentine influencer. Yes, I saw that. I saw the whole Tim Payne storyline as it happened. Obviously, El Carso, a very famous influencer here from Argentina that I follow, and yeah, we all got on the Tim Payne hype train. We watched the game against Iran for him. He dropped an absolute disaster class. But still, they managed to get a result against Iran, which was surprising. And now he's signed for Olympia from Paraguay in one of the most random transfer moves I've ever seen. So yeah, he'll be playing in Paraguay after the World Cup, which is insane. All right, the players heading for the tunnel back into the dressing rooms. So I guess it's time for me to tell you about the lineups. Those are not the lineups. That is just absolute nothing. There's nothing there. There are the lineups. Now what you need to see is my beautiful, beautiful face. There it is. So, on the side of Argentina, Lionel Scaloni setting up a 4-4-2. At least that's what Footmob says, but we'll see what happens then on the pitch. Emiliano Martinez in goal, which to the naked eye may not be surprising. Now, if you've seen the news, you know that Emiliano Martinez broke a finger on his right hand during the Europa League final and has been recovering from that injury. And it is pretty agreed upon that he's not 100%, but he didn't have to take like any anesthesia or any meds to actually be fit for this game. He's playing because he's actually recovered. He may not be 100%. He may still be feeling a bit of pain on that right hand, but he is by far our best goalkeeper. He didn't want to miss this game for anything in the world. He's going to be the starting goalkeeper. And if Scaloni is starting him, it's because Dibu is fine. So we'll have to see how his performance is now after coming back from that injury. Obviously, wishing that he has a good game and that his injury doesn't get worse by making a save or something. The center-back partnership, Lisandro Martinez, Cristian Romero. No surprises there. Obviously, Cristian Romero got injured in April playing for Tottenham and gained a few minutes during the friendlies against Honduras and Iceland before the World Cup here with Argentina. So he managed to get a bit of match rhythm before the World Cup. Still not ideal, but if both Lisandro and Cristian are fit, they are the center-back partnership. Scaloni showed that at the last Copa America that Lisandro has now gained the upper hand on a 38-year-old Otamendi. So Otamendi is still somebody that you can bring off the bench to either sub one of the center-backs out, have some more aerial presence, or shift into a back three if Scaloni decides to. Now, two big surprises. The least surprising one, on the left-back position, Facundo Medina from Marseille. Obviously, in that game against Iceland, Nicolas Tagliafico fell with an injury on his thigh. So he misses this game. He's likely to miss the next game as well. Should be available against Jordan from what I've seen, but it's doubtful. Most likely Tagliafico won't be back until the knockouts if Argentina were to qualify, which everybody expects it to, but you know, logic has been thrown out the window this World Cup so far. So instead, Scaloni choosing to go with Facundo Medina, who is originally a left-footed center-back, but has played in the left-back position a couple of times, especially for the national team, as that is the position he's kind of been known for in this team. Hasn't had great performances, in my opinion, and it's a point of worry for myself. But obviously a bit more of a defensive profile compared to somebody like Valentin Barco, who plays as a left midfielder but has played left back in the past. Nicolas Gonzalez, who is a left winger but has played left back in the past. Clearly, Scaloni going with the more defensive profile there with Medina, and we'll have to see what his performance is, especially because Algeria are very strong attacking side on the wings. On the other side, Gonzalo Montiel starting ahead of Nahuel Molina. Now, both Nahuel Molina and Gonzalo Montiel arrived to the camp with discomforts. Apparently, they have both fully recovered and have been training with the entire squad for a few days. So apparently, this is just decision by Scaloni. He's choosing to Montiel over Molina in this game. My guess is because, just like with Medina, he's prioritizing a defensive profile for the fullbacks because he thinks, and I think it's the right call too, that because Algeria are so good attacking on the wings. That is the position that we need to take care about the most. So we go with a few defensive fullbacks instead of more attacking minded fullbacks, trying to prioritize, not leaving ourselves exposed at the back, especially on the wings, and keeping that defensive solidity to then progress the ball forward through the midfield. Speaking of the midfield, Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, Rodrigo de Paul, Thiago Almada. No surprises there. It's the three midfielders that played for most of the games, especially after the Poland game onwards during the 2022 World Cup. The best midfield that we have available, and Thiago Almada appearing on that left side, kind of as a left midfielder, left winger, providing that creativity. He's been very good for the national team despite his woes for Atletico Madrid. Up front, Lionel Messi, no surprises there. Lautaro Martinez, ahead of Julian Alvarez. My guess is that Julian hasn't fully recovered from that ankle problem that he had during the first leg of, I believe it was Atletico Madrid against Arsenal first leg. Hasn't fully recovered from that. So Lautaro starts. Lautaro, obviously an amazing striker that has yet to prove it at the World Cup itself. Last World Cup was a bit of a disaster for him, but for the national team he's usually performed. He has a lot of goals for the national team, most of them in the qualifiers and in the Copa America. He's been key to the 2 Copa America titles that Argentina has won. And now getting a golden opportunity starting in this game against Algeria and bringing a different profile of striker alongside Messi, who is kind of going to be that free-flowing 10 that we know him for. Let me move my camera so I can quickly comment on the Algeria lineup that Vladimir Perkovic has chosen here. Zidane, Zinedine Zidane's son, starting in goal. You then have Belgali, Mandi, Ben Saibaini, and Aït-Nouri as the back four. Obviously, Aït-Nouri, the biggest star in this team, besides Mahrez, who is sitting on the bench. So Aït-Nouri, the Manchester City man, one of the key figures for this Algeria side, bringing that depth on the wing. The midfield with Boudaouni and Bentalev. No surprises there, I think. Massa in that kind of number 10 position, although I think that there's also a possibility that Xavi plays there. Hagd Musa starting ahead of Mahrez on that right wing. And honestly, that's terrifying because Hagd Musa is an amazing player. I think that he's somebody who's really going to trouble Medina. So I hope that Medina gets some help on that side of the pitch, because Hagd Musa is a player that I really, really rate. And I don't want to see him close to our box like ever. And then Guri starting as the number 9. Algeria isn't known for having a prolific striker, but this is what they're rolling with. Obviously could be dangerous, so we're going to have to see what Algeria propose. Obviously my main worry are those wings. Aït-Nouri and Xavi linking up on the left with Belgali and Hagd Musa linking up on the right. I feel like those would be the 2 biggest concerns for Argentina, which is why Scaloni has gone for a bit of a more defensive formation with regards to the fullbacks. That is the... Oh my gosh, my camera. No, my camera is frozen. What the freak, man. There you go. That's your lineup review for both teams. And now it's time to see what's going to happen. Titanes, thank you so much for joining. You thought Zidane was French. Massa's their best player. Top G, thank you so much for joining as well. Willow, good to see you here. Same to you. Orman, Estan, sorry for those who I wasn't able to shout out. Who are you? Ararat Bagramyan, sorry if I butchered that. Thank you so much for the messages. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Good to see you all here. Yeah, Lisandro in there with Cuti Romero as the flags are being spread on the pitch here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And the players are about to walk out. I'm guessing Argentina's midfield will be supplying goals if Messi is indirectly creating assists. How do you feel about the poll starting? The poll starting makes sense. For the national team, these players work much better than what they do for clubs. So as long as they are good for the national team, I couldn't care less what they do for club. And for the national team, so far they've been class. And if they stop being class, Scaloni will just sub them out like he did in 2022 with Paredes, with Lautaro, and whatnot. So yeah, the Paul right midfield. Yeah, I mean he would play that position, right midfielder. But you know, they change positions a lot. But yeah, the Paul would be on the right, and then you have you can shift into a 4-3-3 because Almada can become a left winger, not Joaquin Correa. Yeah, right. You think all the Spanish big three could have any involvement? All the Spanish big three. Okay. So Madrid, Atleti, and Barca. I don't think that had anything to play with Julian not starting here. The 24th province, Bangladesh, is ready. But I saw a lot of videos of Bangladesh and they were supporting Brazil as well. Like those guys are just flip-flopping too. What subs are you expecting in the second half? Probably Nico Paz. Probably Ezequiel Palacios as one of the new midfielders for either McAllister or Enzo to kind of gain more control of the ball in the second half. And then Otamendi could come on. Barco could come on. Julian could get minutes. Either Nico Gonzalez or Giuliano Simeone, those would be some of the names that I would be expecting. I know I mentioned basically the entire squad, but like just Argentina has so many options. It's such a complete squad in my opinion. 1994 with the item. Yeah, I mean that game must have been rough. I was not alive yet, but yeah. Hey Patrick, thank you so much for joining. Right, time to crack open the beer because the players are about to walk out and the nerves are starting to set in. Cheers. Argentina supported Morocco, Algeria supported Brazil. Oh yeah, now all the Moroccans are supporting Argentina, right? Anshu, thank you so much for joining as well. Oh, you're at the airport. Where are you going? Sir Ting Sing? Kosovania Helio, Iolu. Algeria have to be feeling the pressure just as much as we are. They're going up against the World Cup champions. Like, to say that Algeria have no pressure for this game, like they are playing with house money because they are not expected to win, but to say that Algeria has no pressure in this game would be kind of crazy. You hate watching France? Who doesn't? Only the French don't hate watch France, honestly. Probably Moroccans were hate watching too. Yeah, McAllister is bald now. He bald. And the players walking out. All the kids shouting for Messi, of course. Vamos, Argentina, vamos! The referee is the same one from the final in 2022, Simon Marciniak, the Polish guy. He better be our good luck charm. Is this proof that Infantino has rigged the World Cup once again? We'll have to see. Look at Zidane with the head mask. Yeah, I noticed. Like, what? Does anybody know why he has that? Going home after the exams? Nice. I'm guessing that's because you passed, so congratulations. Chris, thank you so much for joining. Flaco Lopez in the second half would be crazy, but if he comes on and he scores, you know we're pushing those those narratives for Flaco Lopez Ballon d'Or once again. SSB, thank you so much for joining again. Brazil needs to turn up. People are hating on CONMEBOL because you guys didn't beat Morocco. even though Morocco is a tough team. Like people should be hating on Paraguay and Ecuador for those performances, and Uruguay too. Like Brazil probably had the best performance out of. I mean, probably not. Uruguay in the second half were quite good. All right, national anthem for Argentina. Sean eternos los laureles que supimos conseguir. Que supimos conseguir. Coronados de gloria vivamos. Oh, juremos con gloria morir. Oh, juremos con gloria morir. Oh, juremos con gloria morir. Vamos, Argentina! I didn't stand up, SASB. You're right. Already jinxed. Chad, we lost 3-0 right here and here. Right here and there, we lost 3-0 this game. We're already 3-0 down. We have to make a comeback. Yeah, I'm not at the bar because, I mean, last time around I was at the bar for the Copa America, but I went there, I believe, for a qualifier game, and, well, my laptop died. I ran out of battery. It was actually during the 4-1 against Brazil. My laptop died before the game could end, because they didn't give me anywhere to, like, charge my laptop, and so I was like, well, it's not worth it going to the bar if my stream may die before the game actually ends. So I prefer having the stability of just being here at home. It's also more comfortable for me, having my whole setup as I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know. I thought it was better. Yeah, people still underestimating Morocco. Julian coming off the bench could do something, Brandon. I agree. Mbappe was cooking SSB. Mbappe is on World Cup mode. I'm saying it. I said the same replying to a tweet from HH today that Mbappe is a moments merchant. Like, his first half was horrible. Mbappe was nowhere in the first half. And that was the case for a lot of games during the 2022 World Cup, where he is kind of ghosting for the entire game. But he's a moments merchant. When he's given an opportunity, he shows up. And that's what matters. Like, the World Cup is about moments. So if you were to give me a guy that plays well 90 minutes, but when the opportunity comes doesn't really score, or have Mbappe, I would choose to have Mbappe, because at the World Cup, you kind of need those moments. It may not be the most consistent playstyle, but the World Cup isn't really about consistency. You have to show up when it matters, and Mbappe does just that. So, yeah, he may be trash for the entire game, but if he scores the goals, he gets the goals, man. Yeah, R9 was bound to have a career outside of the World Cup too, until Inter forced him to play through an injury and destroyed his knee. Yeah, Casey Chiefs into the Monumental. It's a massive stadium too. Mbappe will probably run the country when he retires. Mbappe will end his career as the best World Cup player ever, only second to Pele. That's honestly not a hot take. Like, people have been saying that since 2022, after he had that. Because after 2018, it was like, sure, this guy is really good, but will he do it again? And after 2022, he did it again, and he's like, oh, already he's on 12 goals and pushing to break absolutely every record imaginable at the World Cup, and he's only like, what, 24? So saying that Mbappe is going to be one of, if not the best World Cup player of all time, I feel like isn't a hot take and hasn't been for like 3 or 4 years already. I could definitely see it. Rank, they didn't even use the biggest stadium in America. Yeah, but honestly, I prefer it they have lower capacity as long as the pitches and the whole infrastructure is better. And also, it wouldn't be nice having 156,000 people or seater stadium and not feeling it. Like, it's better to have an 80,000 seater that you can feel. Yeah, the World Cup final should have been at the Azteca though. Like, that place has aura. That opening game was amazing with the atmosphere. They do. France has a lot of more attacking power, but that being said, the front four from France today against Senegal, especially in that first half, of course they are some of the best players in the world, but they didn't look very cohesive working as a unit. I think that France would work a lot better with Cherki, honestly. You have to drop one of the four and play Cherki, in my opinion. I would drop Due and play Cherki instead, but that's just my take. Thank you, Daniel West. I don't know why it's translating rank into color. That's like very weird. All right, chat. Game's about to begin. Reminder, no spoilers in the chat. If you happen to be ahead of me, don't write anything that happens in the game in the chat until you have my reaction, to not kind of ruin my reaction and ruin my experience of the game, which is kind of the whole point. I doubt you guys are ahead of me anyway, but in case you are, no spoilers. It's finally time. Holy crap. I started it early. My anxiety is so much that I clicked the button early. And we're on their way. The World Cup champions are playing at the World Cup once again. The title defense campaign begins today against Algeria. Argentina play once again at a FIFA World Cup. And you know what? I couldn't be more happy about it. But I'm also super nervous. I need us to win this game, like, so bad. And Algeria are not a team that you can underestimate whatsoever. All right, the ball trying to find Lautaro. Ball goes a little long, but recover. Okay, it's a foul, says the ref, from Enzo. I agree. Dai was kind of mid. I feel like the instrumentals feel kind of empty. The lyrics are pretty good. I think Dai has great lyrics, but the instrumentals feel kind of empty. What's the biggest stadium in South America? I believe it's the Monumental in Lima, Universitario Stadium. Either that or the Estadio Monumental from River in Buenos Aires, because I'm sure both of those overtook the Maracanã after the renovations for 2014. Yeah, it was last minute. They knew that the World Cup song they originally posted was flopping, and they were like, all right, we need Shakira for nostalgia bait. By the way, something that I told a few minutes ago, I may not read every single comment because I actually want to focus on the game. If I miss any comments, I'm sorry. And also, some of the comments often make me go onto like huge tangents that have nothing to do with the game. So sometimes I will choose to just ignore a comment if it will make me go on a tangent because of my ADHD and not actually focus on the game. That should be a foul. Marcinek's choosing not to give it, but Argentina recovered the ball anyway. There are 4 Algerians pressing on our box. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're going to have to play long. Oh, we don't play long enough. We're lucky with the deflection. We're still trying to play out from the back, and we managed to get it over to Montiel. That was super stressful. There were 4 Algerians in our box, and we were not able to clear it away. Oh my goodness. Algeria already setting up aggressively. Neymar with Endrick and Ancelotti. Dude, what does Ancelotti have against Endrick? I do not understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Right, Argentina playing out from the back. Algeria kind of waiting on the wings. Long ball for Lautaro, trying to win. Oh, Lautaro! Ooh! Okay, nice. First chance. First chance already. Nice header from Lautaro, saved by Zidane. Not that dangerous of a header, but Argentina already activating, showing some direct football. The cross from, I believe, was Thiago Almada putting that cross for Lautaro. Pretty good. Good stuff. We need more of that, please. Good start. Right, Algeria building out from the back. Now, Argentina not really pressing. Obviously, Messi is never gonna press. That's not his job. The rest of the team needs to press for him, but it looks like Argentina is fine with Algeria playing with their defenders. But once the ball gets to the midfield, that's where we recover. And that was a nice recovery from Kuti. Romero, somebody who loves to break the line and push forward to make those interceptions. And it's his great timing, which usually makes it work, because for any other defender, missing that challenge would leave yourself exposed at the back. But Kuti just has perfect timing for when to do that. Enzo is going to find Messi. Nope, he's not going to find Messi. That pass is a bit too long. If I was UEFA president, I would remove the 3 centenary matches at the 2030 World Cup and exchange 2038 World Cup to Cono Sur. Sure. I think this. Oh, Lautaro. Messi! 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 Goal! Goal! No! Is it disallowed? Is it off? Is he off? Wait a minute. He's off. Is he off? I think he's off. Yeah, I think it's off. Fuck! Barely. Just barely. Yeah, Messi's off. That would have been the perfect start. Sorry, Titines, for the volume warning. That would have been the perfect start. Oh my god, man. Just barely offside Messi on that one. Messi has showed up, man. That's what we needed. We needed the Messi moment at the World Cup. Him scoring again. Oh, man. All right, but it's good from Argentina. We're creating chances. We're recovering the ball quickly. Messi with the back heel. That's not going to work. He actually tries to recover the ball. Doesn't get it. Man. We need Messi and Ronaldo to back tonight. Ronaldo plays tomorrow for me, but yeah, I get what you mean. We'll have to see what Ronaldo does against DR Congo. Okay, McAllister playing long for Montiel. All right, we're just going to recycle it back to the midfield. All right. Calma, calma. We have a good start. Algeria have to be feeling the pressure. The Argentine crowd in Kansas City making themselves be known. Enzo Fernandez. Montiel is not going to get to that pass. All right. Let's see, just how close was this? The automatic offside. It's like a shoulder and half his head that is offside. I thought it was closer than it looked. And it was really close. I don't want to... I don't want to say it. But this reminds me of another offside goal that was disallowed in a World Cup opener game for Argentina. Not too long ago. Against a team that was wearing green. So, I better not see that happen again. Oh, that's a really good through ball. That was a really good through ball. And Algeria have scored out of nowhere. Huh. So you know how I was saying that I better not see that happen again? Oh boy. Okay, Montiel, where the fuck were you? Like, with all this talk we did on the pregame about Scaloni choosing Montiel over Molina because he had a better defensive profile on that side of the pitch. What is Montiel? Is he on? Is he on? Alright, chat, do you think he's on? The number 10, Chaivi, scoring the goal after a great through ball that breaks through the Argentine back line. I don't know if he's on. But yeah, Montiel was in no man's land. Oh, it is offside. He's off. Alright, thank the Lord. He is off. Oh my god. Alright, so we trade offside goals just like that. Oh my god. Okay, that better be the warning we needed, because Algeria made that look so easy. When I looked at the replay, I thought he was off. Like, just barely. Yeah, Romero just barely keeping him offside, but Montiel and De Paul, both of them were in no man's land, and Chaibi just kinda slid through the defenses like a ghost and appeared after that through ball. Alright, Messi for Almada. Reset, guys, reset, come on. Like we were doing before, and let's try to not do stupid shit on defense. I knew this was gonna be a dangerous game. I have us conceding, by the way. I didn't say my prediction, but my prediction is that we're gonna win 2-1. I have us conceding this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Algeria were to score another one. Yeah, you can get our fullbacks for sure, especially now that we don't have Tagliafico and that Montiel isn't on his best form. You can definitely get our fullbacks. How is that a foul? Oh, it's a foul for Argentina. Yeah, no, Enzo had gotten the ball. No, it's a foul for us. It is game on, yeah. People saying that this would be easy. Okay, what did the ref do? Okay, gave the foul to Algeria, okay. Yeah, but we didn't have a chance to host that World Cup. Not with the infrastructure we have. Man, like... Okay. We need to wake up here. Montiel got absolutely cooked there. That is probably gonna be a yellow. People saying that Algeria were gonna be easy. People at my school saying that if we didn't get 9 points, it's a disaster. People don't watch international football. People thought that Austria plays like Poland, when Austria is probably the most gegenpressing team you will ever see, when Poland in 2022 were super pragmatic and were inshallah to Lewandowski and pray. Montiel is getting cooked. Like, if Scaloni, whatever Scaloni saw in training, I don't know, man. Like, I know that he is quote unquote better defensively in his profile than Molina, but like, you have to look at the form of the players. Like, Montiel has not been good this season, and he's playing in the Argentine league, which is like super devalued thanks to Chiqui Tapia. So like, what are we doing? I don't want to judge off like 2 opportunities that he's had, but the two duels that he's had, he's lost them. So like, he's getting cooked so far. Yeah, after the Cape Verde game, there are no easy games. Like, people saying that this would be easy, I don't understand what they're smoking. And logic has gone out the window this entire World Cup too. Nice recovery from the pole, and that's a foul. No foul, says the ref. What is that? Goal kick. Nice from the pole. Yeah, if we play Nigeria, like, we always beat them by 1 goal. Let's see, how close was this offside? Kind of the same, like a shoulder and a head. He's actually more offside than Messi, surprisingly enough. This one looked closer, but yeah, he's offside. The other camera made it look like, from that perspective, that it was closer than it actually was. All right, yeah, we need the crowd. We need the crowd. That's what we need. No, my school is full of people that only watch Argentine football and sometimes like the Premier League or something. My school is full of those. They know La Liga, they know the Premier League, they know the Serie A. They watch the Argentine league more than anything, and they think that just because of that, African teams are physical, European teams are boring and technical, Asian teams are quick but nothing to write home about. and just make those generalities and don't actually watch the other teams whatsoever. Don't know where their players are from. And that gives that sense of confidence. Oh, that final pass from Almada wasn't great. Almada trying to find Lautaro inside the box and yeah, not really working out. See, those are my nerves already coming back because I knew this game wouldn't be easy. We looked so good at the start, and suddenly it's a 50-50 game after Algeria have proven that they can go at us. It's only the second game you've been able to watch? That's crazy. I've watched like almost every game. There are very few games that I have not watched. Mostly the ones that were late for me and I didn't bother. Like, I didn't bother staying up for Australia-Turkey. I wasn't home for USA-Paraguay, but I watched the highlights later. Actually, I watched the final few minutes of USA-Paraguay. I got to see Gio Reyna's goal. What else did I miss? I must have missed another game that was late. Oceania timing in it, yeah, makes sense. All right, Algeria playing out from the back. Argentina struggling to find each other in midfield, and again, because we don't have Julian, we don't have Giuliano, we don't have Nico Gonzalez, it doesn't seem that our approach is to press Algeria on the build-up, and we're just pressing when they reach the midfield. All right, nice from Kuti once again. Kuti with the line through, with the line breaking moves. Messi on the ball, wins a throw-in. Yeah, I mean, obviously for the US, all the games are basically going to be in a good time zone because that's where the games are happening. And Argentina has a pretty similar time zone, but still, this game started at 10 p.m. for me, and the game that's coming right after, Austria-Jordan, starts at 1 a.m. And even though those are the two rivals of Argentina, I'm not staying up for that game. I think that Austria-Jordan could actually be a sleeper entertaining game, the same way that Iran-New Zealand kind of surprised everybody with how heavy the goal scoring was. With how Austria likes to gegenpress and Jordan likes to hit on the counter, I think that that could be a high scoring game too. So if you guys have the time for Austria-Jordan, I would recommend you keep an eye out on that game because I have a sneak feeling that it's going to be entertaining and high scoring. Waking up at 4 in the morning for 2022, that sounds kind of cursed. I think for the game against Saudi Arabia, that was like at 8 a.m. for me, but that was kind of like the earliest game I had to watch. After that, all of them were at either the afternoon, during noon or the afternoon. That was a great pass. Okay, it's a 3-on-4. Messi. Messi with the shot. Goal! 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 Carajo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Vamos! What a freak of nature. What a freak of nature. What a freak of nature. "38, by the way. He's 38. Boom! Catch that, Zidane. Holy crap. Holy crap. He got a touch on it too. He got a touch and it wasn't enough. That ball was curling outwards, out of his reach. Tapped with the fingers into the top corner. And ¡qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo, my captain! My captain. My word. Although, the assist. Can we talk about that pass? Who was it? Was it Enson or McAllister? Who put in the through ball for him? Who found him? The pole, obviously, it had to be the bodyguard. Dude, that line, people doubting the pole, that pass between the lines, breaking their midfield and putting Messi on a run against the defense. Oh my word, the pass from the pole is so underrated. Obviously, the finish from Messi is like 80% of the goal. But my word, the pass from the pole that made everything happen, that activated the play. Jesus. That's what we came for. That's what we were looking for. That's what we needed. Just like against Mexico, when the going is getting tough, he steps up. That's a goal kick. Yeah, I mean, it was curling outwards. So, like, that's why, even though Zidane was able to get a touch on it, he wasn't able to keep it away. Oh my gosh. What a superb strike. Oh, we're live. And what happens now? Because it's only 19 minutes in. What happens now? 118th Argentina goal in 200 caps. And I believe he's also on 14 World Cup goals, which I believe is tied with Mbappe now, after his 2 goals from today. In his 6th World Cup at 38 years of age, turning 39 in a few days. Yeah, matched Mbappe. What a man. What a man. My captain. My goddamn captain, man. All right, Algeria playing out from the back. And once again, the press not really as aggressive as before. I don't want us to sit back and defend now. We need to still be aggressive on our press. We can't allow Algeria to get back into this. We need to make the most out of this situation where they're kind of rattled after we scored. If we allow them to get comfortable on the ball and create opportunities, it's going to get uncomfortable. Infantino is probably burning more jet fuel than Taylor Swift at this rate. You know, it's likely that Messi played against Zidane on the end of his career because the last season for Zidane was that 05-06 with Real Madrid. And Messi was already getting game time with Barcelona by then, so it's likely that Messi played against Zidane in La Liga. If not, he was most likely on the bench for Barca, but he was already getting game time. I like how people use the argument that Messi was a bit of a non-factor for Barca in that 06 Champions League, even though he played in every knockout game except the final. Oh, Messi trying to put in the breakthrough pass to Lautaro, chipping it over the defense, gets deflected. Okay, Argentina on the ball again. You know, it's crazy if Messi actually played against Iran and now he's playing against his son. That just shows how much of an unk he is. Somebody should get that statistic. I haven't seen it anywhere, so I feel like if that was the case, someone would have put it out there. No, obviously Ronaldinho was the main guy for 06. He won the Ballon d'Or after that, right? But to say that Messi was a non-factor for 06 is kind of bullshit. Ahora nos volvimos a ilusionar. Quiero ganar la cuarta. I don't know why people are still singing Quiero ganar la tercera. We already won the third. My guys, we need a new workout song. I know Muchachos is iconic, but we need a new workout song, people. It's crazy. We'd had 3.5 years. We had so much material after winning the World Cup, and we didn't come up with a better World Cup song than Muchachos. Yeah, Ronnie in 06. But Ronnie in 06, He was 19, right? Messi was 17 because Messi is 2 years younger than Ronaldo. People will probably use CIs, and people are using AI for everything. I hate that AI is now basically mainstream. I see it on TV all the time. I hate it. So many people just losing their jobs and people justifying it. All right. Diego Martinez on the ball. He hasn't had to make any saves. Obviously, he had very little he could do on that chance that Chivy managed to score, but he was offside. We haven't seen Divo do anything with his right hand yet. There haven't been any crosses that he's had to clear or anything. He's on the ball, and Algeria are kind of just refusing to press, which kind of allows us to just play this low game. Oh, Cuti Romero losing that ball, so we kind of have to, clear it away, and it's a throwing for us. Okay, it's the cooling break. All right. Thoughts on Dibu? Fantastic goalkeeper. Arguably the second most important player for our World Cup title. And I don't know, he's rumored to go to Juventus now, which I don't know if would be a great move. Like, I don't know why you would stop being in the Prem with Aston Villa, who's going to play Champions League, to go to Juventus. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird how Dibu has been trying to force his way out of Aston Villa, as if playing for Aston Villa wasn't enough for him. Like, I know he probably has the level to be at a bigger club, but like, he tried to go to United, that didn't work. Villa fans were mad at him. They won the Europa League. He said he never wanted to go anywhere when it's pretty clear he wanted to leave. And now he's pushing to go to Juventus. If that deal doesn't get done, that makes things really awkward when he comes back to Aston Villa. Like, he's already tried to leave twice. Like, what do you do with him at that point? Yeah, I don't blame Emery for wanting him gone, but he's a world-class goalkeeper. And definitely overhated because of his character. And I think he kind of likes that. You know, goalkeepers are crazy. Like, goalkeepers are either really quiet or they're crazy. Goalkeepers are weird people. Like, who in the right mind would choose to be a goalkeeper? Nobody. So he's kind of crazy, and I think that he loves kind of being the villain of the story. And yeah, he's a great person underneath the character. What a goal from Messi. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Cooling Break, for allowing me to see that goal again. Of course, they added the hydration break for money. Like, if they care that much for player health, they wouldn't host more World Cup games. They wouldn't have expanded the World Cup if they cared about player health. Because they added an extra game. There are so many games at this World Cup. They played in insane heat conditions. Of course, the hydration break is needed because of the heat, but they are taking advantage of it to make money. And you know what? Football is an industry anyway. They have to get their buck from somewhere. FIFA is corrupt. We know that. And if they didn't put ads in the hydration break, they would put ads in the game anyway. Like, as the game goes on, they just put a graph underneath the game and you get an ad anyway. So like, even if there was no hydration break, they would still find a way to fill you with ads even while as the game is going on. So like, what are you gonna do about it? There are like people complaining about ads. There are ads everywhere at this damn stadium. Like, the ads are not the problem. Like, I think he doesn't show his World Cup level at all at the Prem. I think that Aston Villa doesn't have the defense that the national team has. And if you're conceding more chances, you're conceding more goals just on average. I know he has an occasional howler or two, but he also has some incredible saves in the Prem. I think he has many more great saves than howlers. I haven't seen like that stat like goals prevented where it calculates like the xG against and his saves and whatnot. I haven't checked that actually. It is a bit of a turn off the hydration break for sure. But it is a good reminder for everybody to stay hydrated. Apparently that's not a foul on Lautaro. I didn't think it was a foul actually. And Algeria again playing out from the back. The game has really slowed down even before the hydration break. And I can't say I hate that, but it's still only one goal, and we cannot allow Algeria to get comfortable here. Okay, Algeria loses the ball. To be fair, like it's been a good 29 minutes from Argentina. We seem to be in control. Algeria are not really creating much of anything. We have the control of the midfield. We link up a lot better. But the finishing touch was not there until Messi scored. So like, we're only winning because of a moment of magic. It's not like we've done enough to justify being ahead in the score. It's been good, but we're winning because of Messi. That's about it. Algeria hasn't really done much of anything. It's a bit of a dull game. That's great combination play. Lautaro, McAllister. Okay, I think Lautaro was not expecting to get the ball back right there. Like he passed it to the pole for the pole to make the run into the box, and the pole gave it back to Lautaro in a bit of an awkward spot, and he was forced to play back to McAllister. And that kind of stopped the play. Once it started getting quick, we just kind of went backwards. Yeah, neither team is pressing though. Nobody actually. The pole didn't see Lautaro making that run. If instead of passing it to Messi, oh, that's a foul from Messi. Messi actually trying to press over there. If the ball instead of passing it to Messi played a long ball for Lautaro, that could have been dangerous. Yeah, Messi too reckless on that charge from behind. Ooh, Messi kind of steps on him. Not gonna lie, that should have been a yellow for Messi. I think that Simon kind of didn't see that he also stepped on the guy. Yeah, Messi just kind of trying to press and recover the ball quickly. Of course, if he got that ball back, it was a very dangerous opportunity for Argentina, but yeah, he was never getting that ball. I don't know what he was doing. He could have easily earned a yellow for absolutely no reason there. Algeria not really finding a way through, but that doesn't mean they're not gonna try. Medina trying to go up to press, and all right, Almada says he didn't touch it, but it's gonna be a throwing for Algeria. Almada kind of contributing more to the defensive game than the offensive so far. As I say that, Enzo is going on a solo run, man on a mission on the left. But Enzo against the world, and the world is gonna win. That's a throwing for us. So at least gain some meters. Like if this were rugby, Enzo won some meters right there. But yeah, so far, not gonna lie, people, been a bit of a dull game. I expected this to be a lot more intense with how Algeria have played before in the past down the wings, and Argentina to try and match that energy, but it feels like both teams are kind of cautionary and trying to size each other up. That's a foul from behind on McAllister. Is that gonna be a yellow for Goody? I don't think it will be. Yeah, I don't think that's a yellow. It is from behind, but it's not like it's stopping a dangerous play or whatever. Alright, long ball for Messi. He's not gonna reach that, but McAllister wins the ball again. That's what we need to do. Keep the ball as much as possible. The pole down the middle, McAllister. Thiago now appearing on the middle and Enzo more on the left. And here comes Enzo once again. Enzo. Oh, trying to cross square again for Lautaro and didn't find it. I thought he could have shot, actually. I think Thiago could have actually tried to shoot from that spot instead of trying to square it in for Lautaro. It looked hard. Of course, if he got it to Lautaro, that was a clear goal scoring opportunity, but I feel like he could have used Lautaro as a decoy to try and shoot from that angle. There were a lot of people on the way. All right, Dibu playing long now for Lautaro. Lautaro winning that ball, but yeah, he gets fouled, and that's gonna be the first yellow of the game, I think, on the number 17. Did he not see a yellow? He was just... Oh, it was not Lautaro. It was Thiago Almada, actually. Belgami. He even grazed Almada's face with his elbow. Apparently no yellow. But very good from Almada. I thought it was Lautaro by how he just kind of bullied his way into winning that ball. But no, it was Thiago Almada just winning that and earning this free kick, which is likely going to be a cross into the box. Messi... Did Messi go for goal? Okay, that was... I know you're Messi. That was very optimistic. Like, that was very optimistic from Messi. I don't know if he saw Zidane off his line or something. Goes over the crossover, but like that was very optimistic from Messi. If you try that. Great challenge from Montiel. Oh, Messi records the ball. All right, Messi. Lautaro. No, Lautaro, what is that? Lautaro tried to square it to the middle to Thiago. It would have been better to pass it backwards to Enzo, who was running into the box. Lautaro kind of did none of those things and just straight up missed the target. Oh, okay, nice challenge from Lisandro. And yeah, he wins the throwing as well. Nice from Lisandro. I agree with what the commentary was saying. Even though Argentina hasn't really provided much going forward, it's a very organized game so far. It's a tidy game from Argentina, and I think that's all you can ask for when this World Cup has been so rare. Obviously, we conceded that goal that was just barely offside, but besides that, Argentina has not suffered whatsoever. It's a very tidy game from Argentina so far, and that's all I can ask for, honestly. Nice from Lautaro. Thiago Almada on the ball again. Messi. Messi stops. Enzo. Enzo inside the box. Enzo trying to find some help. Messi once again. He couldn't get to the ball. But nice combination play from Argentina inside the box. Come on, boys. Did the ref give a foul? What? The ref gave a foul for that? Messi just bumped into him. It was a regular play. There's no foul there. All right, 6 minutes to go in this first half. Argentina up 1-0 thanks to Lionel Messi and Lionel Messi alone. But besides that, the midfield and the defense played a very tidy game so far. Besides that scare with the disallowed goal, Argentina playing a tidy game. I hope I'm not jinxing. Has Algeria on the ball now. Alright, Algeria trying to break through. Medina is marking that guy. That is a good through ball inside the box. And Emi Martinez is not able to contain it. See, that's kind of what I was alluding to. That is usually a ball where Dibu would just catch it. The first time that he is tested and he's not able to catch that, gets deflected into a corner instead. Careful, Montiel. Okay, Algeria playing it short. That guy cannot be free. That guy cannot be that free. Okay, and the header is bad. Really, really wide. And it's a goal kick for Argentina. That was kind of the thing. That breakthrough pass from the pole for the goal was insane. Yeah, I hope we don't have to see Emi Martinez get tested again. You know, kind of the first opportunity he has. Messi was crying? Was Messi crying? That was crazy. This Unk is just so emotional for no reason. Stop crying, old man. You're the best player in the world. Oh, Algeria once again. Nice from Montiel. Nice from Montiel. Okay, you know, he was getting cooked on the first 10 minutes, but Montiel has really stepped up now in this first half. And Messi's on the ball once again. Enzo opens it up for Almada. Almada cuts inside. Shoot! Almada! Oh, too wide. Okay, fair enough. They might score. Who might score? I'm getting scared, Willow. Like, Algeria may score, sure. They were getting on the ball a bit more, but Almada had a chance for a goal right there, too. Was a bit too wide, a bit too much power on that shot. But yeah, given the space, Almada has scored golazos from there before. Yeah, Mares could be a difference maker off the bench for Algeria, for sure. I was surprised to see him not starting, given his experience mainly, but obviously you have that guy on the right that I really rate. But Argentina has solutions off the bench too. Nico Paz, Julian Alvarez, Simeone, Ezequiel Palacios if you want a bit more control, Otamendi if you want to go to a back five. Montiel is going to get to that ball, and I think he's just going to play it long, not overcomplicate things. I think he's playing 2010, 2014 Drogba for every coast role for them. Yeah, kind of being a bit of an impact sub. I didn't remember Drogba doing that for 2010 too. 2014, I remember he didn't start all the games, but I didn't know 2010 he was doing that too. All right. 2 minutes to go in this first half, plus whatever Simon chooses to out of. Ooh, Argelia, he's gonna have a... Okay, that is a very bad shot. Maria Chaivi, once again, good cut inside to get away from Romero. Allowed him space to have that shot, but it was like very, very wide. Way over the crossbar. Yeah, but Algeria kind of showing that they can push forward, you know? Not saying that they've been particularly scary towards the end of this first half, but they're pushing forward a bit more. They're getting more comfortable on the ball. That's kind of what we need to avoid. And they are combining, linking up a few passes close to our box, so we kind of need to stop that. Lisandro trying to take the ball away from the guy, not being able to. Algeria on the right, trying to cut inside, hits the side netting, and it's going to be a goal kick. But yeah, Algeria just kind of gaining a bit of confidence at the end of this first half, and I think that... Yeah, of course, it's only 1-0, and it's only because of Messi. I don't think that Argentina has done particularly well offensively either. It's just been a tidy game at the back, especially in the midfield. The midfield has been doing some crazy work, and honestly, I'd rather it be this way than it being end-to-end. But with it only being 1-0, you know, it leaves the window open for Algeria to score a free goal and kind of complicate things. 4 minutes of stoppage time. So that's why we need to get on the ball a bit more. Algeria have had more possession during these last 5 minutes, I'd say. And they've gotten a few touches close to our box. The pole trying to mark that guy. Nice. Oh, we don't get the ball back. Okay, we just kick it out for a corner. I thought the pole had stripped the ball away very cleanly, but the rebound had actually led to Gui going through. So we just kick it out for a corner. Now we have to defend again. Come on, Dibu, just catch this one. Catch this one like you always do. And save me the worries of having to defend a set piece. Okay, cleared away by McAllister. The pole is not going to get to it, and Algeria are on the ball again, which I don't like during this final few minutes. Isn't this stream like one of those ultra anchor radios back in the day? Yeah, fair enough. I didn't expect them, I didn't expect to be behind anybody, but I didn't expect to be this ahead of people in the chat. Okay, good block from Enzo. Actually, it was Almada. Okay, let's keep possession for these final few minutes. Let's see if we can create another opportunity. Messi dropping deep to try and help with the build-up. Algeria, again, not interested to press, at least when we are playing with our center backs. McAllister now on the ball. Enzo dropping deep, Messi dropping deep, everybody helping with the link up, with the build-up. The Paul also playing the Paul playing to cover Montiel when we're on the ball, because Montiel pushes forward, and then the Paul ends as a pseudo right back when we're in possession. But now when we lose the ball, Montiel is back there again. And wins the challenge again. Oh my god, Montiel. Yes, Montiel. And that's a foul. That's not a foul? That's the clearest foul I've ever seen. All right, one more minute. Algeria on the right. Musek. Musa. Musa inside the box. Musa cuts inside. Ball gets deflected. That's an easy save for the U. Easy save. Easy save. Calma. 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 Don't let that guy cut inside ever again, though. We all had that radio. That was at my grandma's place. All right. Is Simon gonna give a yellow card at some point? Like, that guy already stopped a foul, already stopped a great chance from Thiago Almada before, and now grabbed Medina's shirt to stop him. Like, is he ever gonna get a yellow? That's the second time he should have gotten a yellow. And if 1 plus 1 isn't 2, I don't know what it is. All right, but the last chance of the first half is for us. This free kick, which is gonna be delivered into the box. Let's see if we can make something happen and leave with a more comfortable advantage before half time. Come on, put in a good cross. Please, I beg you. And whoever's on the receiving end, put a good header. Messi with the cross. And McAllister heads it over the crossbar, and that's going to be the end of the first half. All right. I want to hear you guys. I want to read you guys. What did you think of that first half? What did you think? Freak the FIFA logic. Actually, I'm going to go to the restroom. So you guys leave your thoughts on that first half, and I'll read them when I'm back. All right. What do the people have to say? Birme, from a neutral perspective, from an Argentinian perspective, me gusta. I think that, yeah, that is pretty fair. It wasn't flashy. It definitely wasn't flashy. Obviously, Messi's goal was fantastic. Um, but it wasn't a flashy first half. You probably would have expected, it to be a bit more of an end-to-end game, considering how both teams like to play. At least given how Algeria likes to play and the quality that Argentina has in general, you would have expected a bit more of an end-to-end game. That wasn't the case. It was pretty much a pragmatic game from both sides. Both sides just trying to size each other up, trying to see what the other wanted to do before reacting. And yeah, it's so far been decided by a moment of brilliance by Messi. Besides that, little to separate these two teams. Argentina didn't do much going forward, but they kept it very tight in the midfield and very tight in the defense. Algeria created basically nothing besides that goal that was disallowed, obviously. And during this final few minutes, they were more on the ball. They got touches on our box. They linked up a bit more in the attack and asked some questions to our defense. I guess that obviously they grew into the game. Argentina just trying to see the rest of the first half out. I like it. So far, I like it. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty because the games are not easy at this World Cup. I think that for Argentina, it's about the result. Argentina is not looking to dominate anybody in this World Cup, I think. If we dominate anybody, it's going to be because our game plan works so well that we are able to score multiple goals past somebody, but we're not looking to overwhelm or dominate anybody. We're just looking to get that result. And to get that result, we have to keep doing what we're doing. We have to prioritize keeping the game tidy, keeping the midfield pressing, recovering, the defense covering spaces, not allowing their wingers, defending as a unit. And then when we go forward, just relying on our individuals, relying on Messi, relying on Thiago Almada and Enzo pushing forward, relying on Lautaro as a target man. Lautaro has been kind of quiet, and the few opportunities that he's had, not really on target, but to kind of make an impact on the attack, he hasn't really made the most out of them. Yeah, the structure from Argentina is really good still. The structure is still there. Most of the guys are still there. So far, I'm happy. I'm content with how this first half went. Obviously, still a long way to go. We were also 1-0 up at the break when we eventually lost to Saudi Arabia, hoping that nothing like that happens again. But so far, it's been good. So far, we haven't seen much from Algeria, and I think that that's because of the work that Argentina has done in midfield, the tactic that Scaloni has decided to go with. Montiel grew into the game. Montiel was kind of getting cooked during the first 10 minutes, and after that he stepped up and made some great challenges, great tackles, great recoveries. Medina has been quiet, but I think that it's good that Medina has been quiet. For a defender, it's better when you notice that he's kind of not there. Do you think this is the toughest game in your group? I think it is based on it being the first game. Like, you could make it the argument that Austria are a better team than Algeria. But based on this being the first game and everything that comes with that, I think that this is the toughest game. So if we could get this result, that would be massive for the entire group and for a confidence boost for the rest of the World Cup to come. Because usually teams kind of grow into tournaments. The teams that kind of hit the ground running from the beginning kind of gas out. Argentina has usually started off slow in the tournaments where we went far. And so if we could get a result no matter what here and kind of build from that into our future games, that would be really nice. Batistuta thinks that the scoreline is low for the team's standard. So far, the possession and passing has been solid. The thing is, what does that mean? The team's standard. The fact that we are the world champions means that we should be thrashing Algeria? Algeria are not a bad team. Algeria are one of the best sides in Africa. And Africa has shown to be really strong at this World Cup so far. And Argentina has not been a team known for obliterating anybody, honestly. Argentina has been a team known for winning, not winning by much. I knew this, like I said to one, I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game, and I don't think that Argentina is going to win by big margins against anybody. Like, the only game where you can possibly say that Argentina have a chance of thrashing is that game, final group game against Jordan. Even then, I don't know if we're just going to absolutely run over Jordan. I don't expect it to be the case, honestly. So, like, that's saying, like, it's low for the team standards. What are the team standards? The team standards are winning. It has nothing to do with the scoreline. And so far, Argentina has played a very tidy game that allows us to be in a positive position. Would like to see Nico Paz get minutes. Me too. I think that Nico Paz could be a really good impact sub in this game. Palacios can come in. So many options off the bench, luckily for Argentina. Argentina don't have an Avengers team like France 2018, Germany 2014, Spain 2010. They are the best structured team who rely on being compact, rely on individual moments and scraping results normal. I don't get people expect this team to battle teams like 7-1. Yeah, no, we're not getting 7-1 against anybody. We're not that kind of team. And you don't need to be to win the World Cup. We showed that before. Spain showed it in 2010. They were, like you said, they were the Avengers, and still they won every game 1-0. So, like, you don't need to thrash opponents to win a tournament. You need to be the best team and get a bit of luck. Yeah, Jordan went to the finals of the last Asian Cup, of the last Arab Cup as well. Very well team. Like being defensive, hitting on the counter could be dangerous. Jordan could be dangerous, unironically. No, yeah, Lautaro has been quiet. He misplaced one pass to Almada. It's not like Lautaro has been bad, but you can expect more. Obviously, I think it's natural that Alvarez will be the starter for next game if he's fully fit. I think that Scaloni is just mainly not wanting to risk Julian. So he almost started winning South American teams, but almost got 2-2, yeah, against Uruguay. Was it yesterday? I'm already losing track of the days. Hello, Sherry Swiss. Thank you so much for joining. How is my Aston Villa goalie doing? He had many shots to save. Not really. He hasn't had to do much of anything. The disallowed goal, he kind of had nothing to play in that. And obviously it was then later disallowed for offside. He had a shot on the near post that he tried to stop. On a normal day, I think he would just save that and keep it to himself. Instead, he deflected it for a corner because I think he's still doubting or feeling some pain on that right hand from his fractured finger. So I don't know if Dibu is the most confident at the moment. But luckily, he hasn't had to do much of anything in that first half. He didn't have much work to do. And that's because of Argentina's defense and midfield, mainly. Keeping the game within range. Nico Paz shows he has the brain by telling Madrid no this off-season. He does not want to go. Oh, I didn't read the rest of the message. So how do you beat this Argentina side? Patience and be clinical? Pretty much. And that makes it sound very easy. And to be fair, there are many teams at this World Cup, this Algeria side included, that can beat Argentina on their day. It's a one-off game. And Argentina can lose to a lot of these teams, honestly. But it takes a lot to beat this Argentina team. We saw it against Saudi Arabia, how unbelievably lucky they had to get to not concede to all of the chances that we had. And then when they had 2 chances in 5 minutes, scoring both of them, we saw how lucky Saudi Arabia got. That's kind of what you need to beat this Argentina team. You need to be clinical, you need to be patient, and you need to be solid. And that sounds easy, and you may make it work once, but there are not many national teams that can make that work consistently. All 3 at the same time. Everybody loves Argentina. This goes back to Ozzy and Villa back in 1978. Ozzy, I think you're referring to Ardiles, right? Yeah, Ardiles. I know that Ricky Villa went to Tottenham, if I'm not mistaken, after the 1978 World Cup. How are the messages being retracted? I think that people just delete them. Like, I have the option to delete messages myself if I want to, but I think that people just delete them themselves. I don't know if there's... I don't have mods. Pretty sure. And I don't know if there's like a bot that YouTube uses to ban messages that are inappropriate. And that message didn't look inappropriate. I think that he just deleted it. I mean, Naim, we are Argentinians. We know how to suffer. We suffer even when we're winning. It's never an easy game for Argentina. Never an easy game. Ambry is fair. A lot of teams are faster than Argentina, but Argentina have that aggression. And Argentina have the defensive shape. We saw that even if teams are faster, if we are set up in a formation that doesn't really give you much space to run into, there's not much you can do. You sound like Amorim. In what regard? That doesn't feel like a compliment. Especially not from coming from a Man United fan. All right, teams walking out to the pitch. In regards to suffer, oh yeah, we know how to suffer. We suffer all the time. We fight. All right. Oh, is Molina coming on? I think Molina is coming on. So Montiel must be off. I saw Molina without. I mean, wearing the shirt and without the. I think Molina is coming on for Montiel. And honestly, I think it makes sense. Like, Montiel grew into that game, was doing better defensively. I don't think neither Montiel or Molina is 100% fit. Like, they both arrived at the camp with discomforts, and they've been training with the team for a couple of days. But yeah, Molina is coming on. So right back for right back, I expect. Nico Paz told Madrid he will be staying at Como one more season. He's afraid Mourinho will try to turn him into a DM. Oh god. Yeah, I would personally stay away from that Madrid side until they prove they can be competent again. So yeah, Molina on, Montiel off. And it's likely that this is something that Scaloni planned ahead of time. That this substitution was planned ahead of the game. Kind of share minutes between the two to kind of not have anybody play more minutes than needed. All right. Second half underway. Algeria on the ball. Argentina winning 1-0 so far in the World Cup opener game for the reigning World Cup champions. Let's see if we can see this result through. Obviously, I would like us to score another goal, not have to suffer so much, because a 1-goal difference makes me really nervous, because we know that no matter how good the game may look, this is a sport where a matter of seconds, everything can go to shit. Especially at this World Cup, which has been pretty weird. All right, good recovery from the pole. All right, the ball to the floor, and that's a throw-in for Algeria. Come on, need that intensity back. Oh, I haven't been playing fantasy. Like, I've had enough with the predictions contest by Sami Kiani. Like, that guy, that is already giving me headaches, because today, I'll let you guys know on this, I had 2-1 to France and 3-1 to Norway. And guess what? Mbappe scores in the last minute to ruin my prediction, and then Norway get that 97th minute goal to make it 4-1 and ruin my prediction again. So I had 2 perfect predictions today, and they both got ruined with stoppage time goals. Isn't that crazy? So that is already stressing me enough. I don't need to play fantasy as well. Already taking too much of my time and my sanity. I'd rather just enjoy the World Cup. All right, Algeria kind of resuming what they did at the end of the first half. Pressing high, trying to link up. There's the cross, cleared away by Romero. They get the ball back. We are defending way too close to our box for my comfort. I think, especially the midfielders. I know we're trying to not leave space in between the lines, but the midfielders need to step a little bit forward to be able to catch those rebounds. Kind of like that. Okay, the ball bounced on the ref. But the ball bounced on the ref even before they fouled Messi. All right. Argentina playing out from the back. Calma. I need us to be more aggressive when we are not on the ball. Long ball from Cuti Romero, and the keeper Zidane has to step off the box to head that ball away. Nice look from Romero. Was a good try. And now we have to press on this throwing, I think. We cannot allow Algeria to play out from the back that easily. Yeah, press that. Leave the long balls to the butcher. Yeah, Lisandro also has amazing vision and his passing is amazing. Great passing range. But Romero's passing is underrated. All right, Massa. Not a foul. Amazing. Great from Cuti and Almada combining to recover that ball. Careful playing out from the back. Ooh, that's not the best pass from Lisandro. That's going to be a throwing. Okay, nice. We recover. Lautaro finding some help. Here's the ball. Okay, Messi. Okay, calma. Kind of taking it slow. Staying on the ball. Linking up a few passes. And trying to lure Algeria to come out. There's the long pass for Almada, but we recover the ball. Medina. Okay, maybe there's an avenue here. Enzo. Messi. Oh, Messi. I thought he was going to shoot, but he tried to loft the ball over to Lautaro inside the box. Okay, that's a nice recovery. Messi is going to have a shot. Messi over the crossbar. Decent attempt. Nice try. I thought he was going to do that on the first try. Instead, he tried to look for Lautaro, but we recovered the ball quickly. And Messi again. I don't know why the Algerians are giving Messi that much space on the edge of the box, especially after, like, forget what Messi did his entire career. Did they forget what Messi did in the first half? Like, unless Algeria being close to our box. All right, a lot of people warming up on Argentina's bench. Likely a substitution to come in the next 10 minutes, if I had to guess. Nice from Lisandro. Great recovery. Learning a thing or two from Romero there, breaking the lines to make the recovery. Okay, Molina. Probably going to have to play long. Nope, because if you try to play short like that, you're going to lose the ball. Okay, but never punished, I guess. Oh, Lautaro, is you play quick. No, go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. The ball. What are you doing, the ball? Messi, what are you doing, the ball? The ball? No, that was such a wasted opportunity. Come on, man. No, the Paul has to do better than that. Was that the best pass you could find? He could have even tried to go on goal if he was like really selfish. I wouldn't have blamed him for that. He could have had a shot if he really trusted himself. I think he just tried to look for Messi. But like, man, was that really the best pass you can find? We're not gonna get that many good opportunities. I mean, maybe we do, but I don't think we're gonna get opportunities to counterattack like that. Lautaro, great vision to catch the ball and give it to the pole like that. No foul, says the ref. And now here comes Algeria once again. Enzo having to defend. Breakthrough pass. Nice from Romero. Holy shit. Romero is a beast. Romero is a beast. Messi now. Breakthrough for Lautaro. 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 Saved by the keeper. Okay. Okay. But another breakthrough pass from Messi to Lautaro. Saved by Zidane. Fine. Yeah, the bodyguard trying to do his job. Dude, Romero is so good. Like, I know people were telling me, oh, Netherlands defense. Oh, Brazil defense with Gabriel and Marquinhos. Oh my god, they are so good. People look at the names. People look at how they perform for club. Lisandro Martinez and Cristian Romero for the national team, they perform. I don't care what Romero does for Tottenham. I don't care if Tottenham are shite. And Romero is a guy that only gets yellows in the Premier League. When he is wearing that national team jersey, he is the best centre-back in the world. And Lisandro is the best partner in crime for him. People looking at Brazil's defense, or Netherlands' defense, or Ecuador's defense, or whatever, just looking at the names. Look at how they defend as a unit. Look at how they defend with the tactics together. People saying that oh, this team's having the best defense. When you look at them defend as a unit, Brazil conceded a simple goal to Morocco. The Netherlands get beat on the air by Japan. Like, alright. Substitutions now. Much earlier than I anticipated. Lautaro subbed out. That's the last thing we saw from Lautaro. Julian Alvarez coming in. And Thiago Almada also subbed out for Nico Gonzalez. I think this makes sense. This makes sense. Almada had a few good touches and a few good defensive contributions, but has been a bit of a non-factor. And if you want defensive contributions, Nico Gonzalez gives you more of that while also providing width on the wing. And you also get fresh legs. And Lautaro has not been bad, hasn't been good either. And I think that Julian offers you a lot more in general. So if he's fit to play these 35 minutes that are remaining on this game, I'd rather have Julian on the pitch than Lautaro, being honest. It is time for the Beast of Calcim, baby! Nuri receiving the ball. I haven't heard out Nuri's name basically this entire game. Alright, Argentina already burned through 3 or 4 substitutions, and there's still a long way to go in this game. But I think Scaloni is obviously doing the things that make sense for the current state of the game. And I'd rather, have the substitutions be done early than having them done late. Scaloni kind of doesn't fuck around with that. Other coaches just kind of see that the game is going well and don't make any substitutions, and Scaloni makes the substitutions before the game starts going wrong. Let's see what Nico Gonzalez and Julian can bring to the table now. Again, on paper, I think they make sense. Let's see how we can defend now from Nusa on the edge of the box. Great block by Romero. Great block from Romero. But yeah, Algeria linking up close to our box once again, especially on that left side without Nori. Alright, now pushing on the right though. Musa. Nope, not a foul from Medina. And let's see. Enzo, careful. Molina now, most likely gonna play long. Molina doesn't look to be on it, honestly. Like, it's very clear that both Molina and Montiel kinda haven't had much playing time. Scaloni is just chatting with Aymar on the bench. Hasn't been given many indications, but it's clear that he's not fully comfortable with how the game is going. And I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable because it's only a 1-0 lead. And because Algeria, have possession on the final third. They're not really doing much with it, but they do have the ball. So I never liked that. All right, Messi. Okay, the ball on the right again. Oh, Nico. Oh, that ball was great from the ball for Nico Gonzalez, but the clearance from the Algerian defender Mandi kicks the ball away for a corner kick. Great counter attack from Argentina. Messi spotting the ball on the right. The ball with the cross for Nico Gonzalez was perfect. Nico Gonzalez was arriving in a perfect position to score that goal on the counter attack. Another great counter attacking from Argentina. And Minda clearing the ball away for a corner. Now Messi taking care of the set piece. The power of Latin American memes made Olympia Asuncion sign Team Pain. Yeah, what a marketing move that is. That is crazy. All right. Messi with the delivery of this corner. Alexis not able to catch the ball. And Algeria cleared away. We get the ball back. And Dibu is going to play it long for Messi. What a ball for Messi. Holy shit. Nico Gonzalez now, is he going to reach? What a cross from Nico Gonzalez from the edge. Alexis. Alexis! The rebound. Messi! Goal! Goal! Vamos! Vamos! That's what we needed. Vamos! Gol! Gol, carajo! Vamos! Vamos! Bien! Bien! Vamos! That's what we need. A howler from Zidane. Howler from Zidane. Absolute stinker from the goalkeeper. Great from Messi. Passes it to Nico Gonzalez. Puts in the cross. The defense clears it. The rebound gets to the feet of Alexis McAllister. Alexis with a clear shot that goes straight down the middle. That should have been an easy catch. Like, I know it was a powerful shot. And it was very complicated between so many legs to know where that was going from McAllister. But Zidane should always be saving that. And instead he gives a rebound. And who's there to pounce but Messi? To tap that one in and make it 2-0. Right place, right time. Encapsulates Messi as an anchor. Right there and then. Messi could win the Golden Boot. I mean, he's up there with Haaland and Mbappe as of now. I wouldn't go that far, but that is now number 15 for Messi at World Cups. That's what we needed, a howler from Zidane to kind of just pull away in the result. The game is still not done. I've seen us bottle 2-0 leads at World Cups before, very recently. The game is still not done, but we needed to pull away from the result. And a howler from Zidane was exactly what I needed. Good on Alexis to take that shot with so many people blocking the way. Oh, they were not really stepping off his line to catch that, actually. And that's probably going to be a corner. It's going to be a throw-in, actually. Messi has tied Ronaldo, R9, and it's 2 more goals until he passes Miroslav Klose. I saw that Klose said he wants Messi to overtake him. So yeah, Messi is 2 goals away from that record. That is likely to be broken by Mbappe anyway, but you know, even if Messi gets to hold it for a day, I would love that. Subbing off Lautaro was harsh. I think subbing on Nico Gonzalez was more impactful than Alvarez. Well, so far it has. But it's not like Lautaro was having a great game either. I didn't think Lautaro was bad. but I definitely prefer having Alvarez on the pitch. I'll tell you that much. But Nico Gonzalez already having impact that Almada kinda didn't have, even though Almada did some good defensive work and had a shot that went over the crossbar. Almada wasn't bad either, but Nico Gonzalez provides to this team some things that some people may not see. Nico Gonzalez's work is very underrated. His finishing and decision making on the final third may be a bit sus, but yeah, overall, Nico Gonzalez does a lot for this team. Feel bad for Zidane. Messi's adopting his son, kinda, yeah. Oh, Mahrez is coming on. I see you. 3 substitutions for Algeria as a whole. All right, Titanes. Have a good flight. Thank you so much for joining. Was good having you here. And I hope you leaving doesn't take the good vibes away. Be safe. Chat, we're out of beer. Messi trying to link up with Enzo. Just barely missed it. And Algeria recovered the ball. All right, Guri, Boudaoui, and Hassan Musa subbed out for Mahrez, Aouar, and Amoura. So Riyad Mahrez hits the pitch for Algeria. Can he be the difference maker for the African teams? Oh, that was kind of a bad pass from Nico Gonzalez, but Medina makes it work. Oh, and Enzo now puts Julian on the run. And that's going to be a throwing. I don't know how we won a throwing from that. Like, that was crazy how we were able to one-touch that ball that seemed lost into existence. All right, Argentina on possession. This is what you want to see. All right. Calma, calma, calma. Playing out of the back. Tranquilo. Haven't heard that name since he started playing in Saudi Arabia. Well, he's still kicking around for the Algerian national team, playing, you know, the AFCON qualifiers, the World Cup qualifiers, the AFCON, and now back for another World Cup. Most likely his last World Cup for Algeria. Oh, that is a good through ball, and Messi going for the hat-trick. Messi! What a save from Zidane! What a save from Zidane, now making up from his previous mistake to deny Messi his hat-trick. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a save from Zidane now. Again, Messi with the through ball. Messi. Messi, that's the crowd. And what a shot, first touch after that amazing through ball. And what a save with one hand from Zidane. Again, making up from his mistake from earlier. Okay, we play the corner short. All right, Julian appearing on the left alongside Messi. Julian cutting inside, doesn't find a teammate, so now we have to press. Do we press? Ooh, don't leave ourselves exposed. Nice from Kuti. Enzo, actually. Yeah, Ezequiel Palacios warming up. I figured this would happen. That probably Palacios coming on for either. I expect McAllister, honestly. Enzo has been playing well. McAllister has been good too, but I think of the two, he's most likely to be subbed out. All right, good clearance from Lisandro. I think it was needed to have, you know, more stability on the midfield, and Palacios just kind of gives you that. So yeah, just have another DM. And leave Enzo as kind of that creative outlet, potentially. That's what I would do, honestly. Just sub McAllister out for Palacios. More free legs. That would be our last. I don't know who would benefit more from the hydration break right now, actually, because Algeria did seem kind of rattled after conceding a second, but now they're in possession. And I think that Simon is just gonna wait for this ball to go out to go for that hydration break. Ooh, that's not good from the pole. And that's a cross. Cleared away. Okay, Medina, that's not the best clearance, but it works. Mares against Medina. What is Mares gonna do? Everyone just kind of expecting. Oh, ball on the edge of the box goes wide. Okay. That shot from Awar goes wide. And that is gonna be the hydration break now. Mares already making a difference, whether you like it or not. Already found a teammate. Already find somebody to make a shot from outside the box. And that's gonna be the hydration break. Oh boy. Alright. Calma. Calma. 2-0 up. 20 or so minutes to go. Calma. Calma. All of the nerves that I had before, they're definitely still there. But being 2-0 up is much better than being 1-0 up, obviously. Calma. Now Scaloni needs to talk to the boys, use this hydration break as a key point to talk to everybody, make sure that everybody's doing their job defensively, and see this result through. Get the win. Now that we're in this position, get the win. So far, very good game from Argentina's perspective. It's not flashy, it's not pretty, but it's very efficient. Argentina is very, very efficient. We're playing to win. Every time we play to win, obviously, but this time around, we're just get the result, no matter what. Make sure to nullify Algeria first, and then we create our opportunities. Don't allow this to be an end-to-end game, because we know that Algeria can be good on the offense. So instead of allowing them opportunities on the offense, we nullify them first, and we know that with our quality up front, we have Messi, we're gonna get those chances. That shot from Messi, and what a stop from Zidane with one hand to deny the hat-trick. My days. What an acrobatic attempt. And Argentina so far winning because of the goat of football. Hi, man. I love that man. And Genda, thank you so much for joining. My English is good, thank you. I've been practicing for a long time. But it's always good to get complimented on it. I don't think my accent is perfect. Like, you can definitely see right there. You can definitely see my and notice my Spanishism in my English still. But yeah, thank you for joining. We're about to resume the game after the hydration break. Argentina are 2-0 up, 2 goals from Lionel Messi, the GOAT, on Algeria on this first game, which has been very nervy, but Argentina has been defending well. Algeria have not created a lot of chances. Like I said, possession has been kind of 50-50. Algeria have had their share of the ball, haven't really created much with it, because Argentina's defense and midfield has been very effective at nullifying whatever Algeria wants to do. And then the difference maker is the best player in the world. Simple as. We have Messi, they don't, so we win. So we just have to make sure to keep it tidy, and so far that's been the case. It's not pretty, it's not flashy on the ice, but it gets the job done. Argentina now playing out from the back. Emi Martinez on the ball. We're gonna play this long. Let's see Nico Gonzalez trying to hustle his way through. He gets the ball, tries to cut inside, loses the ball, but that's fine. Let's see how we can press. Julian pressing the hell out of Zidane, forcing him to go long to Mares. And Algeria just trying to build their way out of the press, but Mares loses the ball, and here's Julian. Messi again. Is that a foul? No foul, says the ref. No foul on Messi, says Simon. And Molina is going to get to that ball first. Playing back. I want to see that again. I want to see. I thought that was a penalty. That kind of looked like a penalty to me. I want to see that again. Whenever the play stops. Oh, that was a bit of a bad pass from Diu. Algeria plays fast, obviously. Not wanting that to be checked ever. Thoughts on Scaloni's starting lineup? I thought it made sense somewhat. I was surprised to see Montiel ahead of Molina. And obviously, Montiel was kind of getting cooked during the first 10 minutes. Then he grew into the game and had some good defensive interceptions. It made sense at the start because he has a more defensive profile than Molina. And Algeria are very good on the wings. So it made sense to have a fullback that was more defensive oriented. But he's kind of out of form. And so Molina came on for the second half. And honestly, we've looked more solid with Molina, even though Molina is not the best defensively. Obviously, Lautaro starting ahead of Julian was a bit of a question mark. But I think that Julian is still not 100%. Obviously, he's playing now and he seems fine. But probably he was not there to play all 90 minutes. So now Lautaro has come off and Julian is getting his spotlight, as we see Zinedine Zidane on the stands watching his son get owned by Messi. Okay, honestly, yeah, I don't think that's a foul from Aitnauri on Messi. I don't think that's a foul. I think that's clean defending from Aitnauri on Messi. But it was very close to a penalty. It was a good recovery. Like, we pressed Mahrez into making a mistake and gifting Julian the ball. Currently at a watch party. I think, yeah, I saw you showed it at the International Football Group. Didn't you, Brandon? Should have been a pen in your opinion? I don't think so. I think that's clean defending from Aitnauri. But it was very close to being a pen, for sure. Nice from Molina to find the pole. And now here comes the counter-attack led by Messi. And who's he gonna find? He finds Nico Gonzalez on the left. Nico back to Messi. Messi stops it. Messi with the shot. Messi goal! Goal! Make it 3, baby! Vamos! The Magic Man does it again and again and again. What are you going to do? You cannot stop him. The best of all time. 1, 2, 3. Vamos! Vamos! Holy crap. Nico Gonzalez onside after being found by Messi. Messi again on the edge of the box. And what a clean strike. And what are you going to do about that? And the people doubting that he was gonna show up at 38 years of age. Where are the people now saying, oh, he's in MLS. Oh, he's 38. Oh, he's old. Where are those people now? Where are those people now? Can Argentina do it again with a 38-year-old Messi? It's Messi! How many people, how many times does he need to remind you who he is? How many times that he has to show that he's the best? Get in! Vamos! Oh, imagine it's Messi versus Mbappe for the Golden Boot once again. Absolute cinema. HH keeps doubting Messi and Messi keeps proving him wrong. Vamos! I don't think he's tied closer yet. He needs one more, Mr. Krabs, because he needed 4 before the tournament. Oh, and wait, because now we're going again. The ball once again. Julian. Julian on the edge. Julian with the cut inside. Ah! We were going for a 4th over there with a counter-attack. Oh, but Julian wants more. Julian wins the ball. Hold up. Julian wins it. Ah, that's a bad pass. Okay. Okay, chill, people. Chill. Well, they want some time to go to bed joking. Well, we've kind of dropped the ball with a few results before, right, Willow? But I'd be shocked if we didn't win from this position. Like, we've dropped the ball at the World Cup before, Willow. I know. I'd be shocked if we didn't win from this position. Okay, so I think no Palacios in the end. Otamendi and Nico Paz. Shaking up to be the next substitutions. Honestly, Scaloni, sub Messi out. He's done it. He's done his thing. He's gotten his hat trick. Sub Messi out for Nico. I think he's coming off. He can feel it. He's touching the armband already, the captain's armband. Yeah, Messi's coming off. The GOAT. The best of all time. My man. My captain. Vamos, Messi, carajo. Otamendi comes on and he becomes the captain. He replaces Cuti Romero. And Nico Paz comes on for Messi after he scored his hat trick. What a man. What a man. Holy shit. What a man. We won't see someone as Messi in our generation. We won't. We won't. We may see great players. We won't see great players that last 20 years. He's redefined consistency. He's redefined the limits of an athlete. He's redefined the impact an individual can have on a team. We will never see a player this influential, this consistent, this everlasting, and this talented. He's been calling Mbappe Messi's daddy, and he's never gonna stop calling Mbappe Messi's daddy. Oh, that is a bad giveaway. That is a bad giveaway. Okay, Jesus Christ. Who was giving... I think that was Enzo giving that ball away. Holy fuck. We recovered it though. And here comes Nico Paz. And Nico Paz finds Nico Gonzalez in space. Yeah, that was a bit of a long pass for Nico Gonzalez. Chino, no te voy a ayudar a timbiar. Te baneo, ¿eh? Te vas baneado, Bobby. Deja de timbiar. Brandon HH is not gonna stop calling Mbappe Messi's daddy until Messi performs better than Mbappe in a game, which I think he already has. That World Cup final, Messi played better than Mbappe. It just happened that Mbappe scored a hat-trick. But his argument is that every time Mbappe has gone against Messi, Mbappe has outperformed him, which is kind of bullshit. And apparently that makes Mbappe Messi's daddy. So like he's not going to stop calling Mbappe Messi's daddy even if Messi performs at a World Cup better than Mbappe, which is already done. Our team is killing it. Messi's killing it. What a man. At least CONMEBOL finally has a win and Messi proves their doubters wrong once again. Dale campeón, dale campeón. What a start. You're right, Patrick. What a start to the title defense campaign after I had so many doubts. And you know, this game was not easy, but the team made it look easy. And people who doubted if Argentina can go back-to-back, let it be on the record. We can still not win this World Cup. Like, going back-to-back is going to be extremely hard. There are so many good teams. There are so many games that you need to win. So many things need to go right for you to win one World Cup. So many more things need to go right for you to win two back-to-back. Going back-to-back is not going to be easy for this Argentina team. And it may very well, even after this start, it may very well not happen. It may very well be a World Cup that ends in disappointing. But people who said that Argentina don't stand a chance, here's your proof. Here's your proof. Argentina has the capability to go all the way, and it's bound to the other teams to prove that they have enough to beat us. The Argentina has nothing to prove. Argentina doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. We've already shown that we are the best when we won the World Cup last time around. And now we're proving that we're here again. So it's down to the other teams to prove that they can beat us. If you think we're finished and that we cannot win it, play against us and beat us. And if we don't lose, we'll just win again. Simple as. Simple as. If Argentina are so finished, then beat us. He's another football YouTuber, Willow. And he calls Mbappe Messi's daddy. He has an agenda. He actually likes Messi. He doesn't like Ronaldo. Or now that's a free kick on the edge of the box, and that's going to be a yellow card. Oh, it's not a yellow, actually. Kind of unnecessary, honestly, to concede that free kick. I was on the panel multiple times, yeah. You see again that about Lautaro and Julian sharing time on the pitch. We've tried. We've tried to make it work because it feels like such a waste to have a world-class striker in either of those on the bench. It feels like they should be a match made in heaven for each other and just have the perfect attacking prowess. They just don't work together. They don't. Because yes, they are different profile striker. Lautaro likes to be more on the box, while Julian likes to drop back and contribute. Hold on, because there's a free kick. And Mahrez is going to take that. It's actually pretty close to the box. Mahrez has the ability to score this. Right. Mahrez with the shot. Hits the ball. Argentina showing CONMEBOL how it's done. Hell yeah. As I was saying, they are kind of just not compatible. Even though they're different profile, Julian, yes, starts outside the box, but he likes to be inside the box. And if Lautaro is there, he kind of doesn't allow that space to happen. And Lautaro ends up playing as a winger, and if Julian ends up playing as a winger, you'd rather have a winger instead of having Julian. So they just kind of don't work together. And I think that Julian fits the profile of what Scaloni's tactics are a lot better than Lautaro. So I think that that's why Julian is the starter ahead of Lautaro, even though goal scoring wise they're actually pretty similar. Even Lautaro has better stats than Julian, despite what the World Cup may tell you. So yeah, that's why every time we've kind of forced them to play together, it didn't look that good. We may have won games with both of them together, but not because of them. They didn't look good together. They didn't look comfortable. Colombia has the capability to draw points in that game, Mr. Krabs. Colombia is such a hot and cold team. On their day, they can beat anybody. If they're off, they can lose to anybody. So I wouldn't be surprised if Colombia draw points against Uzbekistan or DR Congo or anybody. Okay, Argentina just kind of clearing that ball away. Oh no, we needed to clear that away. Okay, we cleared it away now. Algeria still on the ball. Come on, let's try to not concede. Let's keep this one clean. We know goal difference may be important. I know head-to-head is the first tiebreaker, but goal difference is still important, boys. Let's keep a clean sheet. Give the defense some confidence. Give Dibu some confidence. Let's not give Dibu any work now that he's recovering from his injury. What a statement it would be after all the hardships, after all the doubts from the opening game to win this in a comfortable manner. All thanks to Messi, obviously, but the team put up an amazing performance anyway. Algeria did not create many good opportunities despite being on the ball for a decent amount of time. I think that Algeria may have more possession than Argentina. Somebody check that stat. I think that Algeria may have more possession than Argentina this entire game. But they didn't make much with it because Argentina are just solid. And we keep the game tidy. They haven't had a shot on target so far. Emi Martinez hasn't had to make a save. Obviously, they had the disallowed goal, but that doesn't count. Uruguay can get grouped. Uruguay can get grouped. They are perfectly capable to draw or lose to Cape Verde, and they're gonna have it really tough against Spain. If they don't win that game against Cape Verde, they are forced to get a result against Spain, and that makes it really difficult. If they don't beat Cape Verde, they have to get a result against Spain. 53 to 47, there you go. But it hasn't felt like it based on the chances. Because Argentina has just kept it tidy, efficient, made it work. What a great recovery from Julian now. And let's see if we can finish this game with 1 minute to go plus whatever stoppage time with the ball at our feet. Okay, as I say that, and McAllister misplaces a pass. Actually, it's not McAllister. I think it was the Paul, but now we get the ball back. Ecuador playing with their foot and losing to Ivory Coast was so bad. I don't think they play with their foot. I think obviously they missed their chances. And then Valencia had a shot over the crossbar at the start. Then they hit the crossbar twice. Alan Minda should have scored that chance where he was 1-on-1 and hit the crossbar, definitely. But I didn't feel like Ecuador played with their foot. Ecuador just struggled to score goals, like definitely. In the World Cup qualifiers, they kept a lot of clean sheets, but they also failed to score in a lot of games. So like Ecuador are just that team. They struggled to score goals. The chances they had, they didn't take advantage of them. And then in the second half, they played worse, and Ivory Coast took advantage of that. Diomande was a beast, and Amad Diallo won the game. I don't think Ecuador was playing with their foot. That's just who they are. They played a good... we took too long to put in that throwing, so now the throwing is for Algeria. That's kind of embarrassing. Ecuador failed their chances. They conceded one of the chances they gave away. Game over. Like, that's just who Ecuador are. Yeah, but HH calls Mbappe Messi's daddy because, according to him, every time they went up against each other, Mbappe outperformed Messi. So even if Messi performs better than Mbappe at a World Cup, HH is not going to stop calling Mbappe Messi's daddy until Messi goes up against Mbappe and puts up a better performance than him, which I think he has at the World Cup final, but Mbappe scored 3 and Messi scored 2. So to him, that counts. Uruguay didn't take Saudi Arabia seriously. I think that Uruguay are a mess of themselves. Uruguay are dealing with confidence, are dealing with not really getting along with Bielsa in the dressing room, not really having a proper striker because they still have Darwin Nunez somehow. Maxi Araujo did a lot more than Darwin Nunez. Uruguay are a mess. Senegal breaked it in the first half. Senegal should have been winning against France on the first half. On the second half, France turned it up a notch and just won. I see little weakness in the Argentina team. You guys have little to worry about. We have little to worry about, but we're not invincible. Like, our fullbacks are definitely a position that you can attack, and somebody who plays really fast can get at us. Like, this team is not unbeatable, but I think that out of the big teams, we have the fewest glaring weaknesses. Like, I think France and Spain, as powerful as they are, they have more glaring weaknesses than Argentina. I think that we are a much better organized side. We play better as a team than those two. Even though they have the individuals, they have the personnel, they are still very dangerous, and they are still two teams that could beat us, honestly. But Argentina has, I agree, we have less glaring weaknesses. That doesn't mean that we don't have them, and we can still get beat by one of those teams, definitely. Just World Cup, no UCLs, that's Mbappe for you. But the World Cup is the most important trophy, so I'd rather have a player that performs at the World Cup and not in the Champions League. I'm sure Real Madrid fans wouldn't agree. All right, Julian now on the ball. Argentina just kind of trying to rest this one out, play this one slow. We know that the game is over. Just try to make sure that nothing weird happens, no injuries, no nothing. The game is over, so just see it through. It's this is like when there is 10 seconds to go in basketball and there's a 20-point difference. Both teams just kind of know that the game is over, so what's the point? Just pass the ball around. Let the game end. 3 minutes to go. What a relief, honestly. All my nerves, all my anxiety, and Argentina put all of the negativity as well. All of the negativity after what Argentina went through this past year, where we didn't play competitive games and people said, oh, Argentina are finished. They have the same guys from 2022. Will they be able to do it again? Messi's old. The players are old. The system is old. People will find out what they're doing and they won't be able to go back to back. After all that negativity, to put up this good of a performance, what a relief. Messi's ball carrying ability is disgustingly good. You just can't catch them because he saves up his energy. He doesn't press. So then when he kicks it up, and he keeps the ball at his feet better than any player in the world. He has the best technical ability out of any player. So even if you match his speed, you're not getting the ball away from him. France does look scary though. They are. France, it is scary. They have the individual prowess. I do think, yeah, the front, I said this before, that watching that game against Senegal, obviously you have Mbappe, Dembele, Due, Olise, like 4 of the best attacking players in the world in your squad playing at the same time. But they didn't look that cohesive together. I think that France would look a lot better if they had Cherki in the number 10, just kind of linking everyone up together and finding them. So as good as France is, and they are still very threatening. Like if we were to go up against France, I wouldn't be happy to see those names on the team sheet. They don't seem to work together as well as, like, the sum of their pieces seem to be less than them as individuals, right? If you get what I mean. But yeah, France is incredibly talented and still one of the favorites to win this tournament for sure. AK said Lucas Zidane should get rid of his last name after this. To be fair, he had one howler for the second game. After that, it wasn't really a bad performance from Lucas Zidane. Okay, Emi Martinez is going to play this one long, and that's going to be the end of the game. Argentina wins 3-0 on the World Cup debut against Algeria. What a debut. What a debut. And it had been such a long time. Like, in my lifetime, I've never seen Argentina have a convincing opener. Because I was there for 2010 when we beat Algeria 1-0 with Gabriel Heinze's diving header. I was there when we beat Bosnia 2-1 with an own goal and a Messi strike from outside the box. I was there for 2018 when we drew 1-1 to Iceland. I was there for 2022 when we lost 2-1 to Saudi Arabia. And to have this convincing of a debut against a very complicated side. Like, people will look at this and say, oh, Algeria were so bad. No! Algeria are not a bad team. Algeria are one of the best teams in Africa. But Argentina were solid. Argentina were tidy. Argentina put on a shift on midfield and defense to make sure that Algeria didn't get a sniff of the goal. And then offensively, it was Messi, then Messi, and then Messi again. And that's the difference maker. And honestly, that's all you need to win tournaments. You just need Messi on form and a tidy defense that knows how to keep a clean sheet. That's the W. Thank you, Orman. Thank you, Enmenda, again. From Livingstone, Zambia. Big up to you. Was fun seeing you here for that friendly, by the way. I actually attended the previous friendly against Mauritania. I wasn't there for the friendly against Zambia. But it was fun seeing you guys here. Thank you for the support. It's always great to see people from all over the world tuning in to this type of content. That's kind of what the whole point was of making a channel in English, to share the Argentinian national team and Argentinian football and South American football to the entire world. And the fact that you're following me from across the ocean is means so much. So thank you so much. A very promising performance, even defensively. I think that the main takeaway is that Argentina was very solid defensively. Like, we didn't need Lautaro, we didn't need Julian, we didn't need any of the other offensive guys to show up. It was just Messi, and that was enough. But defensively, it was a shift. The defenders, McAllister and Enzo, locking up the midfield and making it work. What a great result. Thank you, Mr. Krabs, for joining the stream. Have a good one. He's turning 39 in a week, and he puts in that performance. Thank you, Harris, for joining. Take care of yourselves. Seems like everybody's already deciding to jump out. So yeah, I mean, what a result. And what a man Messi is. Take a bow. Put some respect on his name if you haven't already. The people who said he's too old for this. And Argentina, the people who said we are not made for this. What do you expect for the next game? We need to do some of the same, because Austria are a team that like to press forward a lot. They are very intense. They may not play through the wings as much as Algeria, but they like to press much. They have a very good midfield. So I think that the game against Austria is probably going to be a bit more contested in that midfield. Argentina needs to put in another shift defensively and try to work our way around the press. To, you know, if we have to go long, just play long. But if Argentina manages to break through that press, we can catch Austria lacking defensively, because their personnel will be up. So if we can catch Austria unprepared and deorganized at the back, I think that's where we can hurt them. Otherwise, it's just similar to this. Keep it tidy. Keep a good midfield performance, keep a good defensive performance, and we should be all right. But Austria have a bit more quality in the midfield, so they should contest that game a bit more than what Algeria showed today. Still, that was a great performance. So if we can do something like that again, I don't know, we should get something good again. Anyway, thank you everyone who joined. Titanes before, Willow, Mr. Krabs, Monroque. I know that El Chino was there before. Engenda, Willow. I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but thank you everybody for joining. Argentina, the World Cup champions, start the title defense campaign with a 3-0 win over Algeria. And hopefully more wins to come in the near future. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like on the way out. And make sure to tune in to the rest of the watch-alongs. We will definitely make a watch-along for Argentina against Austria. I may do watch-alongs for other World Cup games. I'll be doing a pretty short video telling my match ratings in a minute, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.